What do you do when it seems like life is working out for everyone else except for you? You look around and she's got the perfect job, she's got the perfect boyfriend, she's beautiful, she dresses well, everything seems to be working out for her. Her future looks good and you're just going, okay, that's good, but what about me? What about me? I have been trying to figure out what my purpose is. I have been trying to do well in college or at university or at school, but I just can't get the right marks. I have been trying to get that job, but I can't seem to get the right job. I have been wanting to get a boyfriend for years, but no one seems to be interested in me. And I want good girlfriends, but they just don't seem to be around. You might be believing a big fat lie, the lie that everyone has it all together except for me. I want to challenge you. What does having it all together really mean anyway? Is it traveling around the world and having beautiful Instagram photos to show for it? Is it hanging out with 100 friends and putting selfies all over Instagram? Is it climbing the corporate ladder and having perfect designer clothes? Or is it getting married young and having a family? What is having it all together anyway? I think a chat with your nearest and dearest may clear a few things up for you. While her Instagram feed may look gorgeous and her kids may be well behaved and she might be having an amazing job and all of that sort of stuff, her real life might look a whole lot different to that. She might have gotten no sleep because she's been up feeding her baby all night. Maybe she is in college like you and she's struggled to get the grades that she has. Maybe she landed that job through a friend or through a referral or through a family member, but she's actually really struggling and has no idea what she's doing. I guess on Instagram we see this perfect life, but there is a whole life behind the doors that you and I all live. And it would be silly of us to keep comparing our lives to someone's picture perfect lives when we all post the best of our lives on Instagram. So if you feel like things aren't working out for you and things are working out for her, first of all, give yourself a bit of a reality check. And then secondly, what I want you to do is to celebrate that girl. I want you to celebrate her wins. If she's done well, send her a text message, give her a phone call, celebrate with her. When you celebrate with someone and when you are thankful for them and when you are grateful for them and when you are just genuinely happy for them, that changes things for you. That gets rid of that ugly green monster of comparison and helps you to be happy from the inside out for that person. Now, of course, this might take time. It might feel completely unnatural. You may not even want to be happy for that person, but practice actually makes perfect. And practicing being happy for them and being intentional with cheering them on will start this sort of process where it becomes natural and it's actually what you believe and it's what you do. So those are the first two things I want you to do. And then the third thing that I want you to do is to spend time with God and to make sure He is first in your life. If you feel like things aren't working out for you, go back to God. Spend time with Him. So often we feel discontent and frustrated and irritated because we haven't spent time with God. We haven't allowed the Holy Spirit to fill us up from the inside out. Spend time in worship, spend time in the Word, spend time with people who are mentors, spend time in a small group with your church. Get connected with godly people as well as spending your own personal time in the Word. This will transform your life. And they say you are the sum of the closest 5 people around you. So in addition to spending time with God and making that a priority, make it a priority to get yourself some good godly friends. Now, if you feel like life isn't working out for you, but it's working out for everyone else, I want you to remind you of who your God is. God is a good God who loves you and who has good plans for your life. Your good Father wants to give you good things. Remember that God's timing is perfect. I know that can be difficult to remember, especially when it seems like things are all happening for other people and you're like, God, where's my moment? Where's my thing? When's it going to happen for me? But understand that God is the author of creation. He is the author of your life, and that the one who has created you has good plans for you and actually knows what is best for you. And then actually ask God. Spend time in His presence. Ask Him to help you have some clarity for your life, for what you love, for how you can help people, for how you can make a difference. And ask God to show you what that next step is. And remember, friend, you've got to be obedient. When God says to do something, be obedient to Him. Follow Him, remembering that He's a good Father. He knows what's best for you. And even though it can be scary when you're taking those steps and obeying God, be obedient to Him. Even if it's countercultural, In my own life, I have told this story so many times, but I was studying a journalism and business degree and I was doing all my internships in journalism, and I remember feeling this really intense feeling of no peace at all, like all the peace left me when I was doing those internships. And I knew God was stirring something in me that, hey, Elise, this isn't for you and that you're going to have to go a different path. Although I didn't know what that was. I didn't know what God had for me. And so often we don't, but we have to actually take the first step. And for me, that first step was quitting those internships and going, I'm not going to do any more of that. I'm going to seek God and ask Him what His will is for my life. I remember seeing my peers sharing what they were doing on Facebook. They were broadcast journalists and they were on TV doing all of this stuff that I thought I would have been doing. And I was like, God, why? I know you've got a plan for me, but why? I have no idea what it was. And it was this time for me of going, God, I trust you. I choose to trust you. That even though that's all happening for them right now, my life, I don't know what you're doing, but I entrust it into your hands and I seek you for what your will is for my life. And I believe and I trust that you have a plan for me. And I'll tell you what, friend, that took a while. It was like a couple of years or something, and God started to birth new passions and new dreams in my heart and form things from that. But that wasn't an overnight thing, and it was a process. And while that was happening, I saw what everyone else was doing, but I had to remember, God, you have called me to trust you and to be obedient to you, and that is what I will do. And there is so much blessing in that. I have experienced that in my own life, and I've experienced so much purpose, not purpose that I can create and conjure up myself, not purpose that I could create and conjure by doing what someone else was doing and thinking that was a good idea just because she's doing it, but actually doing what God has called me to do. And that's what I believe for you too. So if you're worried about what your future holds, if you're worried right now and confused about what's going on with your life, if you're worried because it seems like everyone else has got it together except you, I want you to stop, pause, and just thank God for where you are right now. Start to be grateful, thank Him, begin to trust God, obey Him, spend time with Him, and ask God to show you what your next step is. If this video helped you, I would love for you to comment a big yes down below, and also subscribe to my channel so you can be notified about any future videos. If you could share this video with a friend, that would be amazing so that we can encourage them to live the life that God has for them. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.